Hello and welcome to Dice and Demons. I'm Emma and today I want to talk about setting yourself painting challenges. So yesterday I got the idea that I wanted to paint another Chaos Space Marine, but this time I wanted to do something a little bit different than all the other Chaos Space Marines I've painted. If you have seen my Molofine tutorial, you'll know that my Chaos Space Marine army is painted in very bright neon colors, which of course, if you have been following this channel for any sort of time, you know that neon colors are my my sort of my go-to colors. I just really like bright colors, but I thought I should try something different, and so I took a Chaos Space Marine from I believe it was from the Blackstone Fortress box, and I decided I wanted to paint him just black and white, gray tones. And then for the trim, I was going to be using silver paints because they're also sort of, gray tone-ish. And then I just painted. I mean, he does have a head with no helmet on, and I decided to not paint that gray because I thought that would perhaps look just like almost demonstratively monochrome. So I painted that in colors, but otherwise just black, white, gray. And that is something that is, very unusual for me. I don't think I've ever painted a model like this before. And the whole idea for me was that I really wanted to sort of challenge myself to do something different. And you can see the model here. I'll put in a picture because then, it doesn't show up really well. No. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. Also because I quite often get asked questions along the lines of, well, the way you paint looks kind of cool, but I mean, would that work if you did not use the neon paints? And I mean, I'm always inclined to say yes. I think, cross-hatching and that sort of stained glass window style I also use from time to time. I think that'll work on in any sort of color scheme, basically, but I didn't really know. And so instead of just painting a model in more muted tones of perhaps blue or green or red, I decided why not just go all out and try just black and white. So I did, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I actually think it kind of looks cool. I did miss, highlighting with neon paints. I thought, if I could just tiny dab of pink or, like really bright yellowish green neon paint, that would just really highlight something and accentuate something. But I actually kept at it, and I went straight for just the black and white. And I think it can actually be a really good idea to do something like that from time to time, because for me at least, I won't say I get set in my ways, but if I look at a new model, my first thoughts are going to be, okay, what kind of crazy colors can I do on this model? Instead of what kind of techniques could I use, or how could I work with textures, or how could I work with different sorts of metallics? My thoughts always go straight to, I have 10 different neon paints. Which ones am I going to be using on this particular model? Which is fine, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But I actually think it can be a really nice idea to sometimes just give yourself a little bit of a break from that. And it can also feel a little bit liberating, because this one model is not something I'm going to be using for an army project. I haven't really committed to anything. This is just this one single model that I painted in this way. And I mean, if it didn't work, it didn't work, and that's fine as well. I'm not going to be using it for anything in particular. So I didn't really go into this painting project with any sort of expectations of exactly what it would look like when it was done, or a really clear idea of where I wanted it to go, and I wanted to make sure that it would work on an army-wide scale or anything. It was just a tiny project on a single model, and it was just fun experimenting. And it also made me realize that if you are painting with just a few models, you can actually get a really nice result. But it takes a little bit more in that you really need to be not careful, but you really need to be conscious of the way you use colors and the way you use textures and different sort of variations between the tones and the colors. So I had to do a lot of work with making sure that you can see really clearly which parts of the model you're looking at, so that the armor panels look different from the cloth, his loincloth, and that the armor panels also look different from his leather belt and so on. And that just takes a little bit more work and a little bit more focus on textures and on technique than on the colors, because a lot of the times the colors will do all the work for you, you know. So if you have armor plates that are blue, and then you have I don't know, brown leather straps and stuff, well, then it's really, really easy to tell the difference. It's just in the colors. But if you are only using within a very limited color palette, then you have to come up with something else. So that was, at least for me, really fun. And I must say, I'm quite surprised that I was having so much fun with it, and that I also was so happy with the way it turned out. I had really expected that I would look at it and go, this just looks so boring. I mean, it was a nice challenge, but that's boring. But I actually don't think it looks boring. I actually think it looks kind of cool, if I have to say so myself. And so it has, it was just a nice way of getting a little bit more motivation back for working with something that is not just crazy colors. And again, I'm not saying that I'm going to leave my crazy colors behind, because I'm not. I love my crazy colors. But it was nice finding out that, I could actually achieve something that I was happy with, using a totally different color palette, and just working more with my techniques, and working more with the different kinds of textures that you can apply to a model. So I definitely think I'll be doing that again sometime. So what do you think? Do you have any sort of painting challenges that you have set yourself, and that has been really fun or weird or cool? Do you have any ideas or suggestions for stuff I should do? Please let me know if there is something you would really, really love to see me paint. And you can set all sorts of painting challenges, including stuff using crazy colors, because I like that still a lot, obviously. But any sort of thing you might think of, I think it could be really, really fun if we could all, sort of work together and come up with a lot of fun projects that you can do. They don't have to be for an entire army, but just for single models. I mean, let's face it, most of us do have a huge pile of, well, not shame, but opportunity lying around. And so I would say most hobbyists can probably find a spare model or two that they can do, fun painting experiments on. I know that I have, I don't know, perhaps 100 models lying, no, more, including the bits box. I mean, I can do this until I die, probably. I never run out of models. So, yeah, but that's a topic for another time. So, what do you think? Was this a cool idea? Is it a bad idea? Should I just forget all about it? Or do you have any ideas for other painting challenges that you want to ask me to do, or that you can inspire each other to do? So I hope you'll let me know in the comments. And of course, if you like this video, you're more than welcome to leave a like, and perhaps even subscribing to my channel. And if you want to stay up to date on my painting projects, you can follow me as Dyson Demons on Facebook, where I have the Dyson Demon Showroom, which is a group, so you can also put your own photos in there, and we can all encourage each other, and we have a really nice little community there. And you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, also as Dyson Demons. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!